Hello, everyone. This is a special episode, the COVID episode. I don't know what episode it is, but we're doing a special one in light of the current climate we're all currently going through, which is called isolation. So we're all doing this from home. We're not doing it from our usual setup, although we could, but we're going to do it this way because it's nice, fun, and different than usual. So I'm just going to set everything so it's all set in stone and I'm not moving around and shit. But yeah, we've got RJ here, we've got Ali, got the usual suspects today, and we're going to talk all things coronavirus, I guess, COVID-19.
That's true.
Thank you for tuning in.
So we've got RJ
Awesome.
from episode 4. So many of you have listened to episode 4, gave us good feedback, but we've got him on again because I think he's got a lot to say on this topic.
Welcome.
Thanks,
Welcome.
guys.
This is actually his idea, so props to him.
Yeah, I love it.
So we're going to start off with so everyone pretty much knows what COVID-19 is. So we don't really have to go into depth as to what it is, but we all know that it's affecting everyone, like literally everyone, in very small ways and very big ways, depending on what situation you're at in your life. And so we kind of go around. We'll start with Jono, and then I'll briefly talk, and then we'll get RJ to talk. So how it affected us, and if it was something that, I guess, did we see this coming, and yeah, just the effects it had on our, I guess, job, life, etc. So Jono,
yeah,
how has it affected you?
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing myself because I'm seeing myself on the screen right now, but it's actually funny how this all worked out because I got a haircut yesterday. I didn't know we were doing this today, so I'm glad I look good today. Like everyone here, you guys are all looking good today. But to answer your question in short, look, it's affected me. Well, thankfully, I still have my job. I can't say that for many people. So I'm just thankful to still have my job. I think we're all working from home. So it's an adjustment. I think I'm office sick, or is it homesick? Office sick? I don't know, whatever it is. But I'm missing the office. I can't lie.
Yeah.
This whole new trying to call people and get in touch. It's different, but yeah, I have to. It's an adjustment working from home because I'm working like on the dining table or whatever it is. But I mean,
did you see it coming?
has it? Yeah, well, like no, I didn't. I didn't know it affect the economy. I didn't know it affect people's businesses and people's lifestyle as much as it has. But you know, I was a bit like I was ignorant was probably the right word. I was joking about it, like saying like, yeah, just give it to me already.
I'm still saying that.
Yeah, like give it to me already. Like I'll get it, and then I won't have it anymore. Like it's like chicken pox, but
because he thought it was
it's
like one
not
of those
chicken
you
pox.
get it and then it like goes away, and it's like the
Yeah,
flu.
it's not as yeah. I soon found out, and one of my mates' missus, who's a nurse, said that to me, and I take everything that I said back. But I mean, yeah, I think I'm doing okay. It is an adjustment. Spending a lot of more time with the family, I guess, which is cool. Been playing a lot of board games and stuff like that. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Still seeing Ellie here and there. I don't know. We'll see how strict these lockdowns get. But as far as like taking this isolation thing seriously, I've been doing that, and I haven't really been out as much as I used to be going out. But yeah,
definitely.
that's my answer anyway.
Yeah, that's good. So with me, my hours. So I think Jono's one. He's dropped from 5 to 4 days. And I think it's good from us 3 because it's kind of different situations.
Did you have to say that? No, yeah, it has. But I'm still working 5 days. I'm still working.
Okay,
5 days.
sorry. Let me take that back. Let me take that back.
I'm getting paid for 4, but
he's getting paid for 4, but he's actually doing 5 days. So good on him.
Is that on your own goodwill?
Yes.
Is that on your own goodwill?
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
like
still needed. Yeah, I mean, like if I say I'm going to call you that day, I have to call you. I'm not going to say, oh, I was on annual leave. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is in good
Not
faith, but like
Sorry, I
as
missed
Ali
that
was
part,
saying,
love.
like no, well, no, it's all good. But I mean, like I'm okay compared to obviously
Yeah.
what's happened with a lot of gyms, and you can probably speak more on that because you work in a gym, you work as a PT and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
So
I
with
mean,
my
yeah,
situation,
you've
it's
been
just
hit.
different. So we were hit because we had to close down. I guess the news fell through the weekend before Monday. There was already talk about it like the week before that, and like my boss was like keeping track of it, and he was saying like, you know, the possibilities could happen that we have to go online and all this stuff. And it was, I guess, a sudden thing when they had, like they said on Monday at 12 p.m. like all gyms have to close. And so I guess it was really weird because that day, like it was so weird. I was there, like I finished at like 11, but I was there for a few more hours after, just because I guess it was a big shock for my bosses as well, because they own the gym. And so it was just really weird, like leaving at 12.
And then not knowing you have to go when you open,
Yeah.
not knowing when you can open the doors again. It's
Exactly.
a bit weird.
It's so weird, and we don't know, like
Unprecedented time of events.
exactly.
For sure.
And I guess we're realistic that okay, like maybe it might be a month, or maybe it might be 3 months, or like it might be even longer than that. Like we're not holding our breath. But I think it's, for me, the positive part was that I'm around people, like my bosses are like true leaders. They are they're making sure like they're focusing on what they can do rather than what they can't. And so I guess it's that good influence that I guess has helped me, even though my hours have dropped completely. I'm still able to like get through, because that's, I guess, how it's affected me. Did we see it coming? I guess in a way we did. Kind of light onto like the recession. I knew about the recession since last year, but I didn't think it was gonna happen.
It come this quick,
a virus. So yeah, it's weird. I'm glad it happened. Like I guess now in like timeline wise, like we're still. I don't know about you guys, but like I'm still at my parents' house, so it's fine. Like I'm good. I still have them,
true,
helping me out and
Shout
stuff.
out parents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was my little thing. Yeah.
So how's your work kind of pivoting digitally now? Because you mentioned you guys are moving online.
Yeah. So we're already online. In terms of like we're executing as we're just executing. They wanted to go online eventually, like maybe in 6 months or so, but I guess that like got pulled closer, way more closer than we expected. So we've pivoted onto like Facebook. They're doing a lot of like the online stuff on there, doing some like Q&As, and they do also like the actual classes on like video. So tomorrow I'll be actually recording a class, and that will be fun. So I'm getting pushed out of my comfort zone at this point, because I'm speaking into like a mic, like a Bluetooth mic, and I have to do the class to a camera.
That's mad.
So it's so weird.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah, I know. Props to them. So we've pivoted on there. In terms of PT, I still have some PT clients doing online stuff. So I do like on Zoom. The one-on-one on Zoom. But other than that, we're just going with the times now. So enough about me. Enough about me.
One more. You're not going for the one-on-one boot camps?
The boot camps?
Yeah, so you're allowed one person, right? When you work out.
Right. Yeah. No, I wasn't gonna do that. Because the way I see it going is that like eventually we might go into a lockdown. So like I'm not gonna try to keep doing it one-on-one. And then I see this time now, before that happens, or if it happens, this is just my opinion. Before that happens, it would be like, it's just preparation for me to do it now rather than later. If that makes sense. Like I'd rather get used to it now rather than like, okay, now you're shut down. You can't do it like one-on-one outside. You have to you're basically shut after that. So
Yeah.
that's where my head's at in terms of like online pivoting
Yeah.
to doing it on Zoom instead. Yeah.
Right. So for
with
my
you,
situation, it's
yeah,
pretty
your situation.
pretty similar.
Yeah.
Our business was meant to go online like later on in the year. With like we're like the
Oh,
most
nice.
leading, like with SR, no, with SR, we're like the most like number one leading company when it comes to like personal development, but we don't have any online products, which is weird. So it was always in our future plans, but because of this, we're kind of have to execute like right now, like what Ali's doing. Accelerate. Yeah.
That's so
And
good.
I'm one of the fortunate ones because I get to keep my job.
Okay.
Whereas, because SR is a global office, and a lot of the people in the Malaysian offices and US offices had to get cut, and that was on a live Zoom call. So we're on a Zoom call now with like all the employees, and the CEO was on like I screenshotted it and everything. So the people were let go like live on Zoom, just like last week. So that was heavy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the US office is down, the Malaysian office is down, Dubai. And the only reason the Australian office is still alive is because our director had like cash saved up for moments like this.
Nice. Yeah, right.
So we're still afloat.
There you go.
Luckily.
Yeah, right.
It's good.
That's nuts.
And so how has it like affected you in terms of like work? Are you working from home? You're still doing full-time hours, right? Like 5 days a week?
Full-time hours, yeah. But just working from home. But it's like, how do I put it?
A week by week case, like
it's a week by week case, but it's kind of there's kind of a little bit of stability to it now because we now we know we're working from home.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like
okay.
Like, but if you asked me a few months ago, like working from home all the time, it would be like the dream come true. Like as an online entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But now you have all this free time and you feel like you can't self-regulate. Do you guys kind of have that same kind of like
it's different
problems? Yes, it's different.
It's so different.
Like you're not as productive as you thought you'd be.
Yeah.
And you gotta like get used to it.
You have to like force yourself.
Yeah.
Force yourself
Kind
to do
of.
things. It's so weird.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm just always doing something, but that's me.
What's that?
I'm always doing something, so it's not like I don't know. I don't feel same, but I know what you mean because a lot of my mates like they don't know what the fuck to do, and I'm just like, there's shit to do. Like, just keep yourself busy. Like, because I'm fortunate. I can work out at home. Because I have a gym. Like, I have equipment that I can work out.
Lucky.
And I don't know. It's not like I prepared for this, but I always knew like I didn't want to go somewhere to work out. I just work out 2 steps away from my door or whatever it is. So I still get a workout in. I don't know. I work more than a 9 to 5, just because like I want to get shit done. But but I mean, like I don't. Yeah, I know what you mean though, because like when I do have free time, I'm just lying down. Maybe I'm just sleeping if I'm not working. I'm just sleeping or something or eating. But yeah, I don't know.
I think the transition's different because like for Jono, he was working out at home, like that was his thing. And so I think for like us two, it's different because the routine would have been like, okay, wake up in the morning, go gym, go home.
Yeah, true.
True.
I think it's just our bodies adapting to the rhythm.
Yeah, and like we're just completely thrown off board because like you can't go gym anymore. You can't lift heavy weights anymore. And it's just like, okay, now I have to get used to this, where I guess for like Jono, it's not as big of a transition in terms of like working out. Because I guess working out, I think for all of us is like something that's stable that we need to have in our lives so that we can continue doing what we do. And like, did you see this coming? Like what was like your train of thought, I guess?
Yeah, bro. I know. Yeah, you, bro. I know you probably had some. I remember when we had you on originally. I think COVID was like still kind of like we heard of it, but it's not yet. You know what I mean? I remember we were talking about it. So I'm sure you have some thoughts, or you have some, ideas floating around there, bro. Are you
Kind of.
sharing
I
us
didn't
with?
really. I didn't really see it. I didn't really see it coming the way it is now.
Yeah.
And
No, I don't
part of
think
me
anyone
thinks
did,
it's part of me thinks it's a little bit overblown, because if you look at the numbers of, like, what is it, the seasonal flu and just other stuff like that. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? So seasonal flu, it's almost
Like the
the
seasonal
same
flu kills more
cases.
people the seasonal flu kills more people than this virus. So, and it only kills people with, like, who are old and have, like, bad immune systems. So
Oh wow, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
but I'm not a doctor, so
Yeah, all right.
I'm
Just
not a
looking at
doctor,
data,
so
but evidence backed
yeah,
and driven. That, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
All data, all evidence. Yeah, for sure.
Because, like,
No, I didn't know that.
it probably is bad, but it didn't have to destroy the economy the way it did,
No, bro, a lot
in
of
my
people.
opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people get scared, bro. A lot of fear and
Yeah.
shit. So people, start like when travel went down, everyone's like, oh, what's happening, and then
Mm.
everyone's hoarding, like shopping, taking everything off the shelves. I don't know. I'm pretty chill about it. I know it's serious, like, because I know I don't want to catch it. I know I'm probably gonna
Mm.
stay in isolation and all of that, but I'm just like, they're talking about like 4, 5, 6 months, and I'm like, is this possible? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm at home. I want to say I'm getting complacent, but like, I'm working from home, and then I'm like, I can't. I'm not in the zone, bro. It's not like I have a desk and I've got some
Yeah, that's
space to
exactly
work
it. I was
with.
just talking about. Yeah,
Like,
the routine is
bro,
there, but
like,
you can't get in the zone.
yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
weird,
so
bro. It's
weird.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
That was me
So
today.
like, yeah. I mean, you guys have like working. Do you work in your room, bro? Do you work in like the dining
Yeah.
room?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You have a workstation in your room.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
I need to get it sorted, bro. I need to get it sorted because a lot of people in the office are saying like they're blowing money on like desks and chairs, and like, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, I should have bought IKEA stocks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. It would have been perfect timing, bro. But I mean, like in saying that, like I don't know if I can. Like I said, I'm taking it like week by week and stuff, but like this is like the more I think about the months that might be, you know, like to come, like this might translate into a few months. It's just like it's getting me a bit scared. Like not scared, but like
Yeah.
I'm itching because I want to get out and I just want to run around the area. Like I just
Run
want to be
around the area.
outside of the house. I just want to be outside of the house, bro. I just want to be out.
I
Yeah.
want to
Like
be
breathe
outside of the
air
house
and
too. Yeah.
I want to go to get a cafe and get some coffee and some brekkie. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? Just do normal shit, bro. I feel like I'm cooped up, bro. I'm cooped up, bro. And you
Yeah.
don't let a lion sit in its cage, bro. It's not meant to be in a cage, bro. It's
You're
not
so
meant to be
close to
there, bro. That's how I feel, bro.
thing, love.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Especially with
And
the
we're
Well, yeah.
we're kind of in the
Yeah.
personal development space, so like it's kind of, we can deal with it. So imagine what it's like for like the normal person
True, hey,
dealing.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Like
You guys
if I
know, like,
was
mindset and shit, yeah.
yeah. So if you imagine, if you're not in personal development, like if me, say 5 years ago, was stuck at home, I probably wouldn't do anything. You know what I mean? I just watch like anime and jack off all day.
Fucking PS4, fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, I know what you mean, bro,
Yeah, I
because
mean, yeah.
I'd be all over that, yeah. Me
What
5 years
do you
ago, bro.
think, like, if that didn't, like, if you weren't in this space, what do you think you would have been doing now? Like, if this happened and you're like, okay, I'm not the person I am today, I was the person like maybe like 5-10 years ago, what do you think you'd actually be doing?
Bro, it's
Like,
not
I
even a
think I would be
question.
doing, like, I'd be watching TFC, so like that's the Philo channel.
TFC.
Yeah, it's a way for
Yeah,
me,
bro, she's hot.
it's actually a way for me to like make sure I can keep fluent in Tagalog, because I wasn't born there, so it helps me. I guess I'm not into Netflix. I just watch that instead. But their dramas have been
Yeah,
stopped
nice.
because they've been in lockdown for like, I think, a few weeks now. So they've stopped like all the dramas, drama by like TV series. But yeah, for me, I think it would be doing that. I have a Nintendo, so I'd probably be playing Nintendo. I've been having an itch to play like Guitar Hero because I've been listening to like music.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to just get hooked on it. But I think that's what I'd be doing if I wasn't like in this, like do what I do now. Yeah, I'd be doing that. What would you be doing?
I know a lot of people are struggling, but there's no sports to watch anymore.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
in our no NBA, no else.
NBA,
and some people like cling on to sports, like that's their high.
So is that something you would have done, like hypothetically?
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah. But there's no sports, so I'd probably just watch reruns of whatever movie and anime.
Fair.
Like doing absolutely nothing, which is bad because that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, like dead set, bro. Like 5 years ago, I'd be on a console, bro. I'd be on a console, and there wouldn't have been let's take advantage. Let's try and make the most of this time that you've got. Because bro, it's like the whole hyperbolic time chamber thing, bro. It's like
I see it as an opportunity. Yeah,
bro. Like 110%. Like it makes total sense. Like I'm sitting there. You've got time to ideate. Gather your thoughts. Pick up a skill or something like that, bro. But me 5 years ago, I would have been on a console. I would have been like texting or FaceTiming people. I would have been Snapchatting heaps.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been good, bro. Maybe I'd be in uni too, learning online or something like that, if that would have existed then. But 5 years ago,
social studies, I think that's what you would have done.
I don't know. Would have started drop shipping, bro, 5 years ago. Imagine that. Good enough. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. In light of everything, though, like I'm trying to make the most of this, bro. Like I'm trying to spend the extra time that I have now that I'm not commuting, working. So for example, when I work, I have to build like strategy decks. So I'll do that during the night, and during the day I'll make calls. I'll reach out to customers, or like I'll follow up and blah blah blah. I'll do all that. A lot of the things that I don't have to do during the day, I'll do in the time that I have now, that I've freed up time from commuting, right? But I mean, in saying all that, like it's good that, I mean, like I've got time, like I'm sitting at home. I don't know, like I wouldn't say I'm getting sick of it, but I think I'm just sort of appreciating like time with fam, because like I'm around them more, and like you got no choice but to like because my parents can't even go to church anymore, so like they're like they're at the home more, like house more, like I'm telling you, they're at the church like 15 hours a week or something like that, but like they're committed, bro. The God like comes first type people, bro. But yeah, I mean, how's everyone's families though? Like, are they alright? Is everyone wigging out or anything?
No,
That's fine.
No, my family are good. They're not like really overreacting or anything.
Yeah, right. Are your parents like wigging out that there's no more church or something? Or?
Oh, they just watch it on TFC.
No, they're
No,
my parents aren't
at
really.
home?
What's that?
I know Jono doesn't, but do you have like TFC at home? I don't know if your parents into that.
Yeah, I do, but my parents watch it. I don't.
Yeah, so your parents watch TFC, so they do have like kind of that service, like Sunday service, on there still. So I don't know if you wake up in the morning and like they're watching it, because they
get their fix there.
Because you can't go to church now, so
yeah.
Anyway, talking about pivoting and like opportunity, I guess like elaborating on how everyone's kind of adjusted. I know everyone's still kind of like trying to adjust 100%, but like at the moment, like where you're at right now, like me, I'm like struggling with like waking up early. So I was talking to my mate and I was like, I'm waking up pretty late, and she's like, what time do you wake up? I'm like, I wake up before 9, and she's like, that's still kind of early, and I'm like,
is that early?
To me, no, it's not. Like
early.
that's the thing. I'm
that's
like, no,
a sleep
it's not.
in.
Yeah, that's a sleep in, right? So I guess to my standard, because obviously, again, like you have to remember, like not everyone is in this
Yeah.
space, so like they don't think like the same. So it's like I guess I get that. So at the moment, like my routine's been thrown out of whack because I don't actually have, like, I guess for Jono's working and you're working, so you actually have hours that you need to go by. Whereas for me, like, I don't, like, I've got maybe 1 or 2 hours, but that's not from home. Like, so it's just really weird for me. That's what I'm, I guess, struggling with at the moment. But other than that, I see it as an opportunity, you know, to make content, to read, so catching up on reading, doing courses as well, and yeah, just making the most of this opportunity to, I guess, prepare for when everything, I guess, what's the word, ends,
Restores.
yeah,
Everything
restores,
gets back to normal.
gets back to normal.
Back to normal.
But I know that, like, it's not going to be normal, and you don't want it to be normal when you get out of it, because then you haven't changed. Like, you're still going to be the same, and the world's going to obviously change after this.
The world's going to be a very different place.
It's very different after this. So yeah, it'll be interesting in like 20 years when you're talking to your grandkids. Like, everyone's like, it's going to be weird. But that's me. How about Jono?
What was the question?
Pivoting. How you're dealing with it.
Oh yeah, pivoting.
You're just shaking your head like, yeah. You have no idea what I'm talking about. This is his listening skills, love.
I heard what you were saying.
He's like smiling and nodding.
I heard what you said, but I forgot the question that you were answering. That's all. I heard what you said. But as far as pivoting, like I'll be honest, like nothing's really changed. It's more me just learning to work from home and still being productive, I would say. Like still managing to get a workout in the morning. Everything's business as usual for me. But now knowing that I have a bit more time during the day, all of that extra time is putting into my actual work, which is like should I, like, I mean, I get it, and it is what it is, because I still want to do well, and it's specifically in my line of work, it's a lot harder because no one wants to spend money, and I'm trying to earn people's, business. Like, hey, look, here's some value in exchange for money, like, boom, right? So it's a lot harder. So this is like baptism by fire for me type shit. Like, this is my first month in the role. Well, last month was my first month in the role, and that happened. So it was a very fucking big learning curve for me. Because I mean, like no one, like, this is unprecedented, and this is, I guess, all of our first time dealing with something like this. Like, we weren't really around for like the GFC, and that really didn't hit as hard as it did hit in the US. But I mean, as far as like pivoting, it's like really not much. I guess it's me just like learning how to be productive with what I've got here, and be hella productive. But I mean, like, have I done anything? Like, I've had like thoughts that I'm jotting down, and then I'm running by people as far as like, like a business to start, or like a type of website I want to build for a particular service. So I've had like, conversations with people, because I want to use this time, much like a lot of people want to use this time to make the most of it, I guess. And like, shout out to some of my mates who are hitting me up and like asking me, like what should I be doing, like what books should I read, and and stuff like that.
Questions.
So
you getting questions like that?
Yeah. And like some of my mates are
awesome.
And like some of my mates are like suggesting, asking me what I suggest as far as like shit to even listen to or something in a time like this. But I think at the end of the day, I think like a lot of people's time is going to be spent on online. Like, a lot of people are going to look for answers, and people are going to be online. Like, there's no more retail, people are shifting online, and a lot of businesses are going to be earned online. So like, put something out there, that someone can buy digitally, and you'll make money. But that's pretty much. I'm just trying to think of like how I can make the most of this situation, because it's not all doom and gloom essentially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
That's pretty
RJ?
much it for me. What about you, Bella?
What was the question again? What am I?
Got two great listeners
Pivoting,
here, right?
Pivoting.
What I'm struggling
how
with?
have you pivoted, and like what struggles are you going through?
Kind of same as Jono, like trying to find ways to be productive at home. Because from when 9 o'clock hits, it's like it's really hard to keep that flow and focus throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
Do you kind of have that same kind of thing?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same for me, but maybe it's my body trying to get used to the new routine. I feel like I'm sleepy in now. Like I used to wake up at 5 a.m. Now it's like 6 a.m. But still, it's still pretty early. But it's,
well, I know what you mean, and I like to make the excuse. Sorry to cut you off. I like to make an excuse like it's like, oh, I need a coffee, and then I have a coffee, and then I still like, I feel like I got a kick, and then I'm like an hour later, I'm like, oh, it's nothing,
So
and I need another. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just like lethargic or something, but I'm still like working out and everything. I don't know what it is, bro. But I know
that's
what
the
you mean.
thing. It's like I don't have that same juice that I did with this old routine.
Like you're not going out and killing it. You're in the house killing it. It's weird. I know what you mean, bro.
I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find an answer to that. So it's a bit funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. What are you like? What are you doing at the moment? Like as far as like you've got extra time now. Like what are you doing like with that time? It's like really.
Oh, because China and all that, my ecom had to like really stop, so I stopped all my ads.
Oh,
so,
right, okay.
So now that's an income stream dead. But with my time now, I'm trying to learn how to copyright. Copywriting, the seal.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to, because I do that for SR already. I'm trying to become a freelance copywriter. I'm trying to get some clients there.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So while ecom is kind of on the pause with all the China stuff going on, I'm trying to stack more cash flow. So when the time does come back, what's that?
How did you handle that? Like, obviously, like the whole China thing. Like that was obviously a stream of income for you. It would have been like, okay, well, now what? So, like, how'd you handle that?
I had to fire my first employee for the first time, my virtual assistant. So that wasn't some Philippines as well. So it was a bit tough. That was the toughest part.
Yeah.
But
right.
Other than that, I had to stop that for now. Yeah. Like it's still getting organic sales every now and then from social media, but I can't afford to spend on ads at the moment.
Okay.
Not in this climate. Not in this climate, no.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
It's very smart.
But as far as struggling, gym's the hardest because I don't have heavy weights anymore.
Yep.
And then I pivoted to working out at the park, doing pull-ups and stuff, and now that's closed. So I'm kind of left with nothing. I have resistance.
Do you have much?
Do you have anything at all?
Do you have anything?
I have a few resistance bands and a 10-kilo dumbbell.
That's cool.
And a body vest.
You can do some stuff with that.
You can try doing rice bags, bro. One of my mates is doing rice bags and shit. Yeah. Like rice bag. I don't know. It's like 25 kilos, over the shoulder and like squatting or something.
It'd be like the worst thing to like clean if that like freaking pops on you.
You're a PT, Allison. If it's 6 months of this, will I probably lose gains?
From what I've like actually read so far, you can maintain if you're smart about like how you program. But maybe like not so much about gaining, but you can actually maintain your gains.
Yeah. That should be like a program, like how to keep your gains. No one's doing that right now.
Oh, you'd be surprised. It's just they're not good at marketing.
Really? Yeah, they're not good at marketing. Everyone's just like, oh, I'll train you online, but like you got to talk to them like their problems, and their problems now are like whatever I just addressed now. Like I'm scared I'm losing my gains. That should be your like tagline as, are you scared you're gonna lose your gains?
Okay, for sure. I'll do that.
I think that would be a thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, it depends. Like it depends how you program. Like you have to be very smart on how you program. Obviously, there's.
Wait, can you still like to maintain?
Yes.
Do you still have to work out?
Yeah,
Or
obviously.
can you maintain strictly by dieting? Oh, I was gonna say, I thought there was like a loophole. Like you can maintain by just eating something. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, but
Like if it was
I thought
a
you
week
sounded
or
like,
two, like yeah, okay, fair enough. But like his question was like months. So if it's months, like you need to be
right.
working out, providing resistance to the body. And there's like actually a few ways you can actually do that with resistance band. You have more than like a lot of people. Like I was speaking to like one of the boys and like they have nothing. And so he's been doing like cardio and I'm like, I feel for you.
You
like,
lose your gains like that.
yeah.
You lose your gains doing cardio, right?
Depends what he does. Like if
No.
there's certain like
that's what I'm
I
thinking.
guess rep ranges and sets that you can do like body weight squats and stuff. But if you're like I guess like running and like, you know, you're not really lifting heavy weights like you would normally to maintain your, you know, your muscle mass, then yeah, that's a question. Each to their own.
That's tough times. It really
It
is.
is. But I think so long as you keep working out, I think that's the struggle at the moment, like with a lot of my clients, is that that structure, like as we're all explaining here, that structure of like, okay, I have to get up, I have to go to work at this time, so I have to travel, I have to do all that. Like everyone's been like shocked by it, and so they're getting used to that structure as well. So yeah, it's just I think accountability is like the biggest thing at the moment, like having someone I guess to keep accountable to. If you can afford PT,
Right.
then you do PT. But if you don't have that, then other options would be like get a friend that's working out that has the kind of like the same goal. Do like online stuff with them. There's so many ways you can get through this. You just have to be creative.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because I had this conversation with, I don't know if it was you or like someone, but like I was like, everyone's buying like to like give you guys some context, like one of our clients like is in the gym and fitness equipment space, and like their sales went like crazy. Everyone's buying up gym equipment, blah blah blah, right? Because they want to work out from home. So when shit goes back to normal, are they going to work out from home, or do you reckon people
Oh
are
yeah,
going
you
to
were talking about that
sack
with me.
gym? Like, you know
I
what I
think
mean?
people will
Like,
go back to the gym.
yeah,
It depends. Okay, if you have a normal, if you have a setup like you have a setup like a barbell, everything, like I think you won't go back to the gym. But if you don't have that setup, people will
oh,
go
okay,
back.
yeah,
Is what
right,
I meant by that
makes sense.
conversation. That was a
That makes
conversation
sense.
we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because
Kind
I
of
know
makes you
that,
really
like,
appreciate.
yeah, sorry,
Kind of makes you really appreciate like what the gym was like.
yeah,
It's like a state of art. It's usually like a state of the art facility, and we took it for granted.
yeah. There's so many things that like
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I took this for granted, I took that for granted, I took so many things for granted. Like just to name a few would be like, so gym would be one, going out with friends, like even just to Starbucks. Like we used to give like Starbucks Mountie a lot of like, you know, crap for it, because of like, you know, but the fact that we can't even just go and chill anymore, it's just like
Yeah.
crazy. Like I took that for granted, and
That's a
like
bit annoying. Yeah.
I think for me, what my issue that I've picked up so far and like why I'm so irritated is because I've got like, I'm introverted. So I love like, you know, being with myself, that's fine. But that extroverted side of me is like needing like that social aspect because I get energy from that too. So yeah, like it's suffering a lot right now. So a lot of like, I guess extroverted people are probably feeling it a lot at this moment. So
Imagine the weekend warriors, the people that go out every weekend, and the DJs and stuff. That's like a whole different world for
events
them
as
now.
well. Events had to like
A
stop
lot of
completely
people lost their
too.
jobs. It's so sad.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah, it definitely sucks, bro. Fuck. And I'm glad I'm not like one of them because I know a lot of people. Like, imagine the people that are just like, oh, like, because one of my friends, you know him, bro. Like Simeon. I'm just gonna fucking talk about Simeon right now. Who cares? Who cares, bro? He knows this. He knows this is coming anyway. So yeah, like, I pretty much handed him a job on a silver platter. I'm like, yeah, come work with OMG. Like, I'll give you a good like recommendation, whatever. And then he's like, no, I love where I'm at. I'm not gonna drop the name of where he's at. He's like, no, I love where I'm at. And then I'm like, okay, all good. Hired my mate, Nick, right? he got the job. He's working with me now. Blah blah blah. Happy days. And then he comes back to me. He's like, "Oh fuck, are you still hiring, bro?" And I'm like, "Oh, bro, like, should have took it. Like, we'd be working together, blah blah blah." And now he's like not too, thrilled where he's at right now. And he's asking me, and it's one of those things where like he's staying there. He doesn't like it too much, but he can't afford to not leave it. Like, he can't leave it. You know, people are like, "Oh no, I'm young. I can just leave and it'll be all good." Like, no one can do that anymore because, fucking, there's no one's hiring. Like, no one's hiring right now. So you don't have that option, and you'd be holding on to whatever you have. But in saying that, bro, the government's coming out with paying people 1,500 per fortnight for doing 2/5 to fuck all, And I'm like, well, like, the people getting handed that, like, that's like,
I'm not sure how it works. I think it goes through the businesses that lose cash flow, and then the businesses get to pay their employees their payroll.
Yeah,
I don't think it goes.
Depends.
I don't. If you're unemployed, I don't think that, like, you're just generally unemployed. I don't think you get that money.
That would be
But
like,
if you lost,
it'd be one of the, I think it's called, is it Job Seeker or something? One of like the government.
I remember.
It's one of the government things.
They said that you have to show like 30% decrease in revenue for you to be like for you to qualify for something like that. But I mean, it's just it is crazy because like a lot of people have lost their jobs, and a lot of people don't know what to do. And then the government, I feel like fucking ScoMo is doing like pretty well with the pressures he's under. I'm not trying to get political or anything, but a lot of people are fucking.
A lot of people like coming at
mowing
him,
the lawn with him, bro.
Everyone's angry at politics. Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Everyone's just everyone's angry. But I see the guy on like the news every morning, bro, and you see the eye bags on that guy. How much makeup that guy's being put on his face, but like you can't hide the amount of like sleepless nights that guy's had, bro. So shout out to that guy, bro. Good on you, mate. Good on you, mate.
That's already controversial.
No, but like just stuff like that, and then you appreciate like people in healthcare and I mean, it's just like one of those times where like, despite everyone's having a punch on for toilet paper, it's like there's like I don't know. I'm kind of happy that I'm experiencing this, because like, when is it ever going to be like this? Because I'm sure like probably in all of you guys' current situation, like whoever joins the team or whoever joins your workplace from now on that didn't experience this doesn't know how hard it was, like in the time with the team that you had to go through something like that. And that's me echoing like from the Andrew, the CEO of OMG. And I'm just like, bro, it makes total sense, man. Like when you go through fucking shit with people, like it just makes the whole like the team a lot tighter or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's like when the NBA team wins a championship or like has to go through like the hard shit.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah.
It's a real team dynamic.
Feeling. It's that feeling, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that's sort of my thoughts on shit. Like I'm going out, like even if it's just grocery shopping and shit, whatever the essential shit you can do. I don't know. We cheekily went to Cabramatta because I was feeding a pork roll, bro. So I go Cabra for a pork roll time and time again because I have that urge. And then, bro, I've never seen Cabra so empty. Haven't seen it so empty on a Friday night, and that's just like, I guess it's good that everyone's taking this seriously, but you could just feel the I guess what people's going through. I don't know. I just feel it in the air, but emptiness and like no one's. everyone's at home, and then I'm thinking about what people are doing at home, and it's like, fuck, is everyone gonna be all right? Like, I hope we're all gonna be all right, bro. No doubt about, like, compared to the other countries out there, like, we're doing actually okay.
I haven't
But
I
yeah,
haven't seen the numbers, but can you imagine what the suicide rates would be because of all this?
oh man, yeah. I mean,
I'd like to
yeah.
know. It'd probably be like a lot.
Yeah, because of, like, the whole isolation thing. Yeah,
The
I
whole
mean, like,
isolation thing, but people were addicted to distractions. So like, can you imagine people that have like what do you call it? Habitual RSL visits, like going to the pokies and stuff. Like they
yeah,
don't have that kind of
they can't
thing to feed on anymore.
go. I know what you mean. Like,
You know
they
what I
can't
mean?
go
They don't have
outside
an
at night. They
people
can't
don't
go
people
outside
don't
at
have an
nights.
people don't have
Yeah.
an escape anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So they're just
government is
cooped at
putting
home.
out that whole mental health thing. Like, I think
Yeah.
he's put a budget towards, like, making sure there's like a helpline and shit. I'm like, but this guy's thinking ahead, bro. Yeah.
A helpline can only do so much, but still, there's a lot of people at home.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. But in saying that, like, a lot of people are like we're more connected than ever. I'm like, what? Like, you just call and have a Zoom chat or like a FaceTime, session with your friends or something. But like, I mean, I don't know. It is. It's definitely.
Like they
Definitely
say,
weird.
like
I don't know. I've been yeah.
Like they say social distancing, and I think I heard this from like Michael Lane, but like, I think it was saying like, it's not social distancing, it's physical distancing. So there's a difference between the two, and like make sure that you are aware that you can call your friend, you are able to, Zoom, FaceTime. There's so many things that you can do over like social media to stay connected. You don't have to be like completely isolated in that sense. It's just physically you cannot be so close to everyone. So yeah, like that's definitely, I think you have to be like aware of it, I think, because when you say like social distancing, in my head I'm like, okay, I can't like go see my friends, I can't do this, I can't do that. Where it's like, okay, if it's literally physical distancing, I can still do stuff, I just can't like be with like other people. So yeah, there's a big difference there. Just being aware of that like kind of changes a lot. Okay, so
it's huge.
We'll keep it running. I think we're about to pass over to an hour.
I got a little bit more time.
Good old Zoom gave us more than 40 minutes. So
yeah.
Okay, so what's some working from home tips? I probably won't give any because I'm not really working from home technically.
Start off with RJ on that one.
What's that?
Working from home.
Working from home tips.
What tips?
Oh, I'm all about optimization. So off the top of my head, just random stuff. I don't know how you guys work, but kind of have like a workstation always like clean.
Yeah.
Like have all the stuff like within arm's reach.
I need to fucking do that, bro. Look at this mess, bro. I need to do it, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I need
to try and recreate your office environment that you normally would as much as you can. And that includes stuff like the temperature. So I find that when your room is too hot, then you're kind of too lethargic. So if you have an aircon or if you have a fan, try and keep it at a cool temperature.
Yeah. 100%. I agree.
Yeah. Just like a normal office environment.
Yeah. I haven't done any of those things, but it's crazy how I didn't think about that. But yeah, fuck. Did you take anything from your office when you went home? Like, because I got one of my mates to take home some of my stuff because I wasn't in the office when everyone was told to work from home. So I got my keyboard and mouse and everything. So I don't know, I'm gonna try and clean up my workstation tomorrow. But yeah, good tips, bro. I'm gonna definitely take those and apply those tomorrow morning to my Friday, mate.
What about you guys?
I think the workstation's actually pretty good though, because like I've got a desk.
You got a workstation over me, bro. I've got a shit all workspace.
You've got a desk, you can do it. It's just cluttered.
Yeah, it is.
I think for me, things that have like helped, I guess, would be trying to keep that routine. So making sure I still, wake up and then I have like some time to read. The coffee, like as much as like some people don't like it, some people like it, I don't know. Each to their own. Like for me, I like having my like morning coffee, especially when I do like early morning. So that still kind of gives me that routine. I'm like, okay, get up, get a coffee, make the coffee, go to my desk, so my little work desk here, and then like write out my, I guess, not to do this, but like my kind of gold list for like that day.
Yeah, that's huge.
At the moment, I've just been, what's the word? On Monday, either Sunday or Monday, depends. I'll write like what I want done for the whole week or what I need to do. I kind of brain dump. Like that's something that also helps as well, is brain dumping. Like literally everything on your mind, you just brain dump it onto
Did
paper.
that today.
There you go.
I keep forgetting shit, babe. You know me. I had to do it today because I've been forgetting shit all week. So thank you for that. Very good tip.
I think everyone should write down like brain dumps and like to-do lists, because I don't think human memory is that capable of remembering like a lot of stuff.
Oh, thanks, bro. I thought it was retarded, bro. I'm like, why is that? Why do I feel like I'm inferior to everyone, bro? Everyone can like, everyone's quick and shit, and I'm here forgetting, you know, that I had to buy groceries, bro. Like, just little shit like that, bro.
I'm the same way. I write down everything.
Yeah, cool. Well, I just remember that today, but yeah, very good tip. Very good.
That really helps. And then the whole gratitude thing. So, like when I'm feeling really shit, I'm like, okay, what am I not seeing here? I need to be grateful. So I write something down, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It depends, like on my mood, but I'll just do that. Something for me personally that's helping me. Like I know not everyone's religious and like into God and all that. So for me at the moment, it's like been reading the Bible, but not any Bible, like an actual study Bible, because I cannot read just the Bible alone. It's very confusing. So
what's the difference?
The one that I have, it like has notes in it. I'll show you. So it's like this, right? Very thick.
Yeah.
But
it's not your normal Bible, guys.
It's not your normal one because it has like.
Don't click out of this podcast because she
because I showed you a Bible. So like at the bottom you can see like notes. So like that's the actual passages, right? But the bottom part like shows like the notes and stuff of explaining what it means, because it's
right.
I don't know about you or you guys, but like it's quite complicated reading it, and you're like, hard to comprehend, what does that even mean? Like, so that's been helping. And
bro, believe me, let me just qualify everyone, bro. Let me just qualify everyone real quick. Like everyone who knows me, bro. If I'm not interested, I switch off, and I'll go even to the extent of saying, bro, I'm not even interested, bro. Don't talk to me about it. Well, like, and I'm not. This is not just because Allison's my girlfriend and shit. But like, when she'll talk about it, she says she'll explain it in a way that that gets me interested. You know what I mean? You know how people talk and they don't try and make it interesting for the other person. It's like, bro, if I'm gonna listen to you, make it interesting. So she makes it interesting. She helps me understand from a different perspective rather than the whole lens of a Catholic or a Christian or whatever. She makes it a bit more, I guess, palatable. So I mean, it's cool. I'm just not there yet with my life, but
I think everyone's like different. Everyone's on a different path, because like for me, like I would be the last person. Like if you spoke to me like a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, like I went the complete opposite way. So like
confirm that, bro. She wasn't even about that, bro.
I was not.
See what a good man does to a woman, RJ, bro.
All right.
She gets spiritual in that, bro. She gets spiritual.
That's what happens when you become alpha.
Oh yeah.
After you read Way the Superior Man.
Yeah. Bro, yeah, 100%, bro. See, like, bro, this is the thing, bro. She's different. She's a different woman, bro. Like, she wasn't like this. So, I mean,
now she's a woman of God.
No.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Working on it. Working on it. Sorry, I can't say completely. I'm just working on it, but definitely not there.
You're getting there.
But yeah, I think I'll get around. I think I'll get around to reading the Bible as well, because a lot of people say that a lot of the personal development principles come kind of directly from the Bible.
Yeah, there is a lot in there. There's so much.
Yeah.
Like I've only gone through like maybe like this tiny much from that whole thing,
Yeah.
and I've gotten so much from it. So like this book specifically, like explaining it and all that, it is from like a Christian thing, because I grew up Catholic, so it's a bit different, but yeah, it's very interesting. Definitely a good read. My number one at the moment. So yeah, I have not finished it. I don't think I'm going to finish it this year. So it's so much.
How many pages is it?
I don't even know. Like, let's see. There's like 2,000 pages, I think it says.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's full. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty full.
Jesus. No pun intended.
No pun intended. But yeah, that's been helping, because I think like you can only do so much from your own strength.
Oh,
whoa.
Sorry, guys. Lost you there.
That intervention there.
Shit fell out. Sorry.
But I think, yeah, again, going back to like this, I wasn't like that. So I think what interests me was I heard it was made over like 1,500 years. Like, how can something be so coherent about like Jesus and God over 1,500 years from different people? Like, that's just like, it can't just be a coincidence. So that's kind of piqued my interest, and then I kind of went from there. So so working from home tips, that helps me keep sane to then do work. So that's, I guess, my few. Jono, do you have any?
I'll add to that.
Go please.
Yeah, go add.
I'll add to that. That's huge. If you're working from home, I reckon kind of grounding yourself in the day like really helps. Like getting your own stuff kind of out of the way before you even dive into like your own work from home or even stuff. So that's like working out, meditating, reading the Bible for you, maybe a few books, a few pages of like a personal development book. I feel like personally, if I don't get those things knocked out, then I'm all over the shop for the rest of the day.
Yep, that is so true. Yeah. So for
me,
I've been like, because I have like a shelf full of books, so I'll just grab like what I wanted to read that day. I try to allocate at least an hour, but I know everyone can't do an hour. So I do, the way I keep concentrated is I can grab a few books. So I like grab a bunch of them, and maybe like 4 or 5, and then I spend maybe 10 minutes each just trying to read each one. And I have like Post-it notes on it,
right,
to show like where I'm up to, and that keeps me like sane, because I kind of got into the whole self-development thing, and that's all I read. And I guess it kind of, you need like that variety. So like I try to get some different ones. So yeah, it's pretty good having that like routine. Like I totally agree with like grounding yourself first before you try to do everything else, because it gets so chaotic, especially now, because I guess there's no structure,
especially now,
uncertainty. Right now with everything, it's like you try to have that certainty in place. Again, going back to Tony Robbins and like his needs, 6 needs. But
we got plenty of that.
plenty of uncertainty, definitely.
Yeah. Especially with like your job and kind of my job, or even Jono's, like since our businesses are like pivoting, like I don't know about you guys, but you'll get like a Zoom call request out of nowhere, and that ruins your whole schedule. Well, for me, it's kind of that way. Yeah. So it's like, so we're like moving like real fast. So I kind of need that morning to ground myself.
Yeah. So are you still doing the same kind of routine before this all happened, but just like like has it changed?
Yeah,
much?
kind of the same, but kind of the same. Yeah, but at home. Besides, like cutting it down the commute time. Okay. So it sounds like it should be an easy.
Yeah. Sorry.
What's that? Sorry.
I was going to say, like, has it changed in terms of like, okay, because you said 5 to 6 now, waking up, and so has that like just cut into the commute time? So you haven't like replaced that with anything other than just kind of sleeping? That would have been like
what do you mean by that?
So that's like the difference in your routine, because you put on Instagram like what you've been doing. So I think the only difference would have been like just the hours of when you wake up, and then the commute.
Yeah,
so
the hours
like
when I wake up. Yeah,
completely, obviously. And I think from our podcast on episode 4, you were talking about your whole routine in. So you said
Yeah.
the commute time you would read or you would listen to an audiobook or something.
Yeah.
Has that changed?
Kind of now that 1 hour of kind of commuting is kind of like I've gotten more sleep, but not really because I've slept later. So my body's in a weird rhythm.
Okay.
My body's in a weird rhythm.
Yeah.
Getting used to it.
Yeah,
What time have you been sleeping?
Like 10, as opposed to like 9.
Oh, yeah.
So from 10 to 6 is like a good 7 hours. But I want to get back to like the old rhythm because I like my early mornings and grounding myself. My old mornings was like getting up at like 5 and then getting my meditation and all this journaling stuff through the way. And then by the time I get to work, it's like everything's out of the way. Whereas now I wake up at 6 and then kind of get my workout done and all this other stuff. But I'm kind of propelled straight into work.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a rush. So I gotta fix that. My mornings are a bit frantic at the moment.
Yeah, same. Can relate. I don't know about Jono. Jono seems fine.
I don't know. I'm alright. Like
he's fine.
I don't know. I think I'm fine. Yeah, I'm alright.
It's just that extra sleep in, right?
Yeah. Wait, hang on. Okay, because I totally agree with you, bro. Like I normally like to wake up a lot earlier, and then I noticed like I'll wake up like, but mind you, I had perfect sleep, like 9:30, 10. Like I'm sleeping, and then I wake up, and then my alarm will go off because it's like 5:30, 5:45, and then I notice it's hella dark, and I'm like, but did I wake up at the right time? And then I end up just falling back to sleep.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That happens, bro. And then I'm like, why did I do that, bro? And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, now it's time to work out. And then now I'm like, I have to rush to like eat before I work because I don't like eating while I'm working. Oh, that's weird. So, yeah, I don't like multitasking like that. But it's definitely something. I don't know. I think daylight savings is coming soon in like. I think it's gonna go back an hour. I think it's gonna go back an hour. It's gonna go forward.
Does that mean it gets darker earlier?
So
yeah.
Yes, I think.
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it does.
Because if it's like
what? Earlier,
if you wake up at like 7, you'll be waking up at 6. So it'll be darker earlier, and then it will be I don't know. I can't think right now. See how much my brain is just like literally like again. That's the importance of writing stuff down because I've been forgetting stuff. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I feel normal then. I feel normal. Because you know how much shit I actually forgot, and I'm happy that I actually like caught myself because I was forgetting shit, and then I realized there was a lot of shit I forgot, and I had to write all this shit down.
Yeah.
So writing shit's really fucking important, bro. If you want to get shit done, then you should be writing shit down. So it's just fucking the standard.
So talking about just like the whole tips thing, then what would you say for people that are like bored? So I think right now, like in my industry, like clients are just eating because they're bored. Like that's kind of exactly. But it's a struggle that is like obviously happening with a lot of people just because like you've got no routine. Maybe you've lost your job. Maybe like you've cut down on hours or something. Like there's so much change that's happened, and I guess you have all this time now, and so you're going to eat because you're bored. Some people do, I guess, Netflix. Some people do, I don't know, YouTube. There's so many things people do, play games and stuff. So what would you suggest for people that are bored? What to do? What would everyone suggest?
You got anything to start, Jonah?
I'm still thinking. Start, bro. Oh, okay. You want me to start? Okay, I'll start. So, we really have to just, divide it because there's people that want to do shit that just don't know how to, and then there's people that just don't want to do shit because they don't want to do shit, right?
That's true.
So
you're right.
I'm gonna answer for both people. If you don't want to do shit and you don't want to do shit, just keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't
That's what
complain.
you want
Don't
to do,
like
then
hate the
that's what you want
world.
to do.
Don't fucking
Yeah,
don't give people shit that want to do shit because they're doing shit and you want to do shit but you don't want to because you're lazy.
yeah.
But to answer the question for like people that want to do shit but don't know where to start, right? Just start writing shit down. Write shit down. Speak to people that are doing shit. It helps because you're talking to someone that's doing it, so you get accountability, and it's just a good feeling. I don't know, talking to someone that's doing
Relatable type thing,
that's
yeah.
relatable, exactly. And start writing shit down and make the commitment to yourself. Um, you know if you're in it to win it, or if you're just trying to convince yourself something that you're just lying to yourself or something like that. But I mean, like, whoever you're gonna talk to like get that validation, they'll know if you're in it or you're just bullshitting anyway. So they'll probably tell you up front anyway. So the people who've come up to me, I know they're genuine about it and shit. So I just tell them, hey, here you go, bro. Read this or this and that or whatever. So I mean, that's sort of what I would suggest. But if you're gonna start something, I would just start with writing something down and just know what you like, what you want to do, and just pen to paper, bro, and just talk to people, bro. Just talk to people. I don't know. I've always been the talk to people and like try and throw ideas and shit because I don't know. I don't have all the answers. That's why I don't have the fucking answers. So yeah, that's it for me.
It's a pretty solid one. Get some paper, get a pen,
Yeah, I'm happy.
and write
I'm
stuff
happy that
down.
was solid. That was off the top of my head. I wasn't bullshitting, but I meant all that. Yeah.
I know you did. RJ?
What about you, bro?
For me, I think if I were someone bored and I just wanted to start something, I'd start with getting my health right, whether you're fit or not.
Yeah.
So that starts with getting your 8 hours sleep and then doing any sort of workout in the morning. So you've got the energy to kind of do throughout the day. Because if you wake up and sleep in and you say you're going to do stuff, then you've already kind of lost the day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'd say get your health right, and then you've got all the energy in the world to do what Jono says, like write down and all your goals that you have.
I wanna echo what you said because it's so important. Like when you start the day, do all the shit that you want to get out of the way first, and then do what work wants you to do. Like do what you want to do first. Like that was so important. I think that's why a lot of us like to gym in the morning because it's for ourselves. A lot of us like to get something in the morning that's for you like first because when you have to do something for someone else and then you get back home and then you're like, oh, do I want to work out? But that was for you, right? You have to like that's something you got to commit to that. So yeah, bro, that's really really important what you said there, bro.
Any more?
Yeah,
I know you got more.
I do, but it's not coming to me at the moment.
All right, I'll let you think. I'll briefly talk about what we've spoken about just then. So the analogy that I like to use, I don't really use it, I've heard it from someone, is to fill your cup. So like you have a cup and in the morning you need to fill that cup with whatever you need to fill it with. So like for me, for example, it was like reading the Bible, it's reading different books, it's making sure, I say good morning to Jono, it's getting that coffee, like those things fill my cup. And then when you have a cup, especially when it's overflowing, that's when you can actually give to other people. Like you can give from your cup to other people, which is like work, which is relationships, which is family, which is making money, all that stuff. Like you give from your cup, but when it's empty, you can't give from an empty cup. So that's the importance of making sure you have that time for yourself and making sure that you have that time for doing things that help you stay grounded. I was just talking about earlier, so that's the analogy that I like using.
That's huge. And I think a lot of people now, going back to your question, being bored, like this is a perfect time to like fill your cup. Like you have all the time in the world. Whatever ways you can fill your cup, like just do it. Whether you want to play guitar when you don't really have the time to play guitar anymore, you can do that. It keeps the ways.
Yeah.
Hey, did you say you want to learn guitar?
No, just for for people
Oh,
that
because I remember her saying
yeah,
Guitar Hero, and I'm like, wait, you meant guitar? Actual
yeah,
guitar?
yeah,
Oh, right. Oh, sick. Yeah. Fucking earth.
Did you
yeah.
actually
People can
play an
feel the way.
instrument, bro?
Talking to me or
Yeah,
John?
you.
Yeah, I
LJ.
can play guitar,
He does.
guitar and piano.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
Dang.
hot.
Typical filler. Typical filler.
Bro, I don't know how to play shit, bro. So
Same. I can't
I'd want to
either.
pick up the piano for sure. But her dad plays piano. That's what I
Who?
want to learn. Her
Who?
dad.
My dad.
Oh, right.
Ali's dad.
And my
Yeah.
dad's full into he's like self-taught, playing piano,
Guitar,
guitar.
piano,
Yeah.
bro. I'm like,
He
bro, I wish
sings.
I.
He wanted me to do that, but I never went down that.
Mm.
Can't do it.
Shoot, bro.
But definitely, I've heard quite a few things about people that play instruments on a different level. So, anyway, what else is
Hey,
there?
if you're bored, pick up a book for the first time. For some people that have books on their shelves or haven't even started reading books, like just start getting into personal development.
Yeah.
For the first time.
What would you say is the importance of that? Like, some people don't really know the importance of self-development. What do you
Well, that's the thing.
say?
So if you pick up a book for the first time, then it'll kind of like open your eyes down the rabbit hole. Like for me, that book was kind of Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. And those books are like the Bibles of personal development. So once after you read that, it's like, what can I read next? And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. That's actually that's so funny because I actually read those were the first 2 books that I've read.
Exactly. Yeah. It's easy to comprehend for someone just getting into it, but it's also like an eye-opening moment. Like, oh, the rich don't work for money. Like I've been working for money, like all my life. My parents have been working for money all their life. Like what do they know that I don't? So, and then you go into like Think and Grow Rich, and you start going into like belief, and then that'll take you down a rabbit hole to like Tony Robbins, and then I think that's a good place to start for people that don't really know what to do, but they're hungry to do something. Just start with a book.
Yeah.
Like Rich
Would
Dad,
you say
Poor Dad.
3 would be Rich Dad, Poor Dad? You mentioned Tony Robbins?
Oh, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and the third one for guys maybe Way of the Superior Man, but that's a bit heavy.
Standard.
But
standard, yeah.
It's standard, but like
if you're up for it.
For a young guy.
I reckon if you're gonna get baptized, you're gonna if that's your initiation to reading, you're gonna be like, yeah, like I'll give you an example, bro. I know what you mean.
I'll put it out there now. If someone were watching this and they're just like, okay, I need 3 books to read right now. If they can knock out Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Way of Superior Man within like 6 months, then they'll be a completely different person, right?
Yes,
and agree.
Completely different.
That, bro.
And agree.
That's all they need to do. Knock out those 3 books.
That's all you need to do, different person. And you'll be like, I know what you mean, bro.
Do you have the books near you?
Huge epiphany. What's that? Sorry.
Do you have the books near you?
Oh yeah, I do. Hang on.
It's somewhere there.
Wait.
I think I remember buying Jono I think it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he had one already.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich are very entrepreneurship books. But the reason I bring up Way of Superior Man is kind of like if you're a young guy, like a lot of your thought process is how I can. There it is.
Yeah. So these 2,
bring a bit closer.
And I lent I lent I lent the Way of the Superior Man to one of my mates, so he's reading it at the moment.
So what he's holding right now is slightly different covers to what's recent.
Yeah, this I've got
different now.
These are different, like
They're like the OG sort of ones.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into so it's important to obviously have self-development, but I think not everyone starts with reading. So for example, with Jono, he wasn't much of a reader. So I think audiobooks is a good supplement to that.
If you YouTube Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and Way of the Superior Man on YouTube, it'd probably be free.
Yeah. Especially the
free audios out there, boys and girls.
That's
Yeah, so
something
there's
that
really no
Free.
excuse. Honestly,
shit.
no excuse.
yeah,
Free.
of
All
course.
free, bro.
0% excuse.
I'm all about that free, bro. It's all free, bro. Like, and there's
It is
people
free.
that like, there was like my mate was just like, bro, do you have the physical copy? And I'm like, yeah, bro. I never read it though. Like, I skimmed it. Just never read it.
Mm.
I
Never read
was
it
more of a
though.
listener. Like I listen to shit because I
Which one was
don't want to
this?
sit down and read. We're the Superior Man.
Mm.
I didn't. I like listening to it passively because like
Mm.
I pick more shit up when I'm not listening to it directly. I guess I'm good at
Yeah.
eavesdropping. But yeah, like it's just when it's there and it's like happening.
Yeah.
That's when I, you know what I mean. But I'm like working out and I'm listening to some. He's like, yeah, you got to be like a rock for your woman. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is hectic. This makes sense. And I'm
Yeah.
fucking bench pressing and shit. Yeah, I don't know. That's how I work anyway. But yeah, I can't sit down and I don't know if I have ADD, HD, or whatever it is.
Oh, I was
But
googling
yeah,
that yesterday. I think I do have a little bit of ADHD.
Really?
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think we all do, bro.
I was googling symptoms, and it's kind of like it. Yeah, and it's kind of like a common trait amongst entrepreneurs. So
Oh yeah,
it's a
entrepreneurs
bit
have a
comforting.
lot.
Yeah.
They have a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, they're not really the norm, so I don't
Yeah.
know. And so for us individually, like, why are we still working, quote unquote working? So when I say quote unquote working, I mean like working on yourself outside of work, working on things outside of work, outside of getting paid to do things.
Mm.
Why are we still working instead of taking a vacation at home? So for me personally, it would be, again, it's an opportunity right now. You know, it is like pretty sad, like what's happening. But the opportunity presents itself that like you are healthy. If you are healthy, you're healthy at home. You're basically isolated at home. So now you have to what? What do you do? Like you have a choice. You can either pay for Netflix, for example. You can pay for Netflix. You can go on YouTube. You can, I don't know, do all these things that don't, I guess, give you value in terms of working on yourself and doing that personal development side of things. But again, it goes, sorry, with what Jono was saying, I'm talking to people that are actually like wanting to do something with their life.
Yeah.
Because for me, like the long-term big picture is that like Jono and I obviously want to have, you know, a good setup for when we have a family. And why not start now? Because he's my thing.
Oh, well, you can see me? I thought you can't see faces until you talk. You know how there's and then you
We
get
can
into
see
fame?
you, but
I thought,
now everyone can see you.
oh.
Sorry, I gave it out there. Now they heard it in our episode, whatever.
Oh, God. I don't want to
But
be reminded, though. I'm kidding. I'm walking on thin ice there, man. Yeah, hectic. Yeah, good on. Yeah, hectic. Yeah.
so for me, it's like more about the future. Like this is a good time to work on the future. Anyone else want to take a stab at that?
I already forgot the question.
So why are we still working instead of taking a vacation?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm scared to tell you the truth, guys. I'm scared that I'm gonna be old and I'm gonna have regrets, and I'm gonna have regrets, and I have zero energy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm full of it right now. I'm full of myself, and I'm full of it. Energy. I'm talking about. Why not do it now, bro? Why not go for it? You know, go for it. I'm fucking going
Honestly.
for it, bro. Just fucking go for it, bro. So this is me thinking that like I'm gonna be a scared old man. I don't want to be that. Just going back to the whole Nick thing from episode 1, like look in the mirror, and then you're gonna see a stranger, bro. Like, I don't want to see a stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that, and I think I had that just in mind now. Like, imagine when you're old and you pass away, and then you face a person that you could have been. Like, is that person exactly who you're meant to be, or is that person like a shadow of who you could have been? and that kind of like
Yeah.
strikes your heart. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. That's pretty much it. I already forgot the question, bro. But
You answered
did
it.
I answer it?
You answered it. RJ, why are you still working instead of taking a
Oh
vacation?
yeah, working.
So yeah, it's kind of like that. I just want to, while I'm on this earth, I want to fulfill the potential that I know I have inside me. You know, if I didn't go at it every day, then I'd just let myself down. And in another way, I'd be letting my future kids down and family. In another way, I'd be letting you guys down because like the people I inspire along the way.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah, bro.
like yesterday was Nipsey Hussle's death anniversary, and one of
1
his
year death
quotes that
anniversary.
yeah, and one of his quotes that he inspired. I mean, he posted was the highest human act is to inspire, and that's what people remember him for, and that's his legacy.
Yeah,
Because people remember Nipsey not because of the rapper, because he inspired people to
Yeah.
be more, and that's all we can leave on this earth, really. Just
yeah,
being a beacon of hope for other people. Because once we're away from
Yeah,
this
100.
planet, the only thing that people remember, and then people, the legacies you'll remember from now are the stories of the great people that have kind of inspired and paved the way.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well said, bro. Holy shit.
Very much well said. And I think that's very interesting that we share that, because it's not enough to be like, okay, I want this, I want to, you know, read, I want to self-develop, I want to do all this stuff. You need to have a why. Like, it's so important to have that why behind it, because doing this stuff, like what we do, like it's not easy. Like, not everyone does
No.
it, and you have to be able to like push yourself through times where you like, I want to give up, but obviously you're not going to, because your why is so strong that it pushes you and it also pulls you to keep going. So that's very interesting, everyone's take on that one. I think to finish off, what we'll do is, I guess, so we kind of already talked about like top books. I think I'll put this out to Jono as well. I think Jono agrees with you. I don't know if he has any other books that he recommends. Babe, do you recommend anything?
It'll be.
Is it the
Nah,
same?
it'll be. Yeah.
Those are the ones?
Those are pretty good.
Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and Way of the Spirit Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are good.
And then, what was I going to say? Do you have any more, RJ?
In today's day and age, probably I gave it to you, a recommendation to you, probably Crushing It, the Gary Vee.
That was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, that's good.
Because that
Reading that one.
in today's age, it's like it's so important now more than ever to build a personal brand, and you can monetize that and go so many different avenues with a personal brand. Like the resume is your resume and CV. Yeah, that's the book.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
your resume and CV are like kind of nullified, especially now with this coronavirus thing. Like people don't care about your resume. People care about like your personal brand, like what you bring to the table.
Yeah, like what value.
Yeah.
Your skills, and
Yeah.
it kind of helps that that you have a brand to yourself.
It's very interesting. I
So
think you
yeah,
need to explain that a little bit more, because I don't think everyone gets that. Like, I know that not everyone's a visionary in terms of like the future.
mm-hmm.
And so like, for me, what I feel is that you're talking in terms of like the vision, because you see it, but not everyone sees it that way. And what makes you say like, okay, in how many ever years, like this is what's going to happen, this branding thing, this is going to be your CV? Like, what makes you say that?
Well, it's kind of how I landed my job now. They just found me via Instagram, and they liked the content I was posting, and I was a fan of their company anyway, so they just offered me a position. But
Oh wow.
I'm one of the rare cases, but like Michael Lane will vouch for it as well. People, CEOs will start looking at people's social media, and they'll see whether they're experts at what they do. They'll start seeing whether they're good people and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially now with LinkedIn. LinkedIn's huge. Like people are like specializing in like copywriting or marketing, and then you can just hire off there.
Yeah.
So like
Totally.
the old adage of like a piece of paper resume is kind of slowly going out the window.
Especially, I guess, what might happen after this whole thing finishes over, the change that will happen, especially going into courses, because I think we all enjoy a good old course. At the moment, what I've been doing is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think it's called Choose. I'll have to look for it. Anyone else have a course that they recommend doing?
You got any, John? I've done heaps.
Depends what you want to do, but like,
yeah, it depends on what you want to do.
It depends
really.
what you want to do, really. Depends what you want to get into.
All right, so self-development. Self-development for me was 67 Steps by Ty Lopez. That's one. In terms of anything else, like
okay, I'm gonna have a different answer to all this, because the way I learned wasn't through books. It was like, it was just different. It was like I would learn off like watching something, like listening to something. And then it's like, oh, now like that's what I can do. I can do this, and then how do I do this? I was always just kind of curious like that. So something would spark from having watched something, or have listened to something, or talking to someone. So what I would do off the back of that is,
you bought Ari's course, didn't you? Remember the Ari instruction from the ecom?
Yeah. So that
is that how you found? Is that
I saw?
Is that how you found me?
That's how I no. So I found you before that, but I bought it because of you.
Oh, no way! I should have an affiliate link.
Yeah, I bought it because of you, but I bought it because of you. But like in saying that, like it really depends on what you want to do, because the reason why I got into real estate was because I watched The Big Short film. The reason why I got into digital marketing was because I did dropshipping. I was doing all that shit, and it was interesting. I'm like, this is the way. This is like the future or some shit, right? So there's reasons why I went in whatever direction I went in. And it's just like, it's a very touch and go, like something I like. And then if I see myself really, doing well at it, or if it's something the world needs, then that's something like, I'm not going to do something that the world doesn't fucking need anymore, or it's not going to be needed anymore. So I really looked at it from like, if this is going to be around until I'm dead, then this is something that I'm going to definitely do, or like upskill myself in. But as far as skills, like sales skills, always good. Copywriting skills, always good. Any specialized service skill, like if it's like SEO, paid Facebook ads, whatever, social, like a lot of those things are really, really important as well. Any skill, even if you get a certificate online, fucking more than 99% of the people out there anyway. So, yeah, there's shit out there that's like,
so you don't have
free.
any specific ones?
But I
Even
would say anything
free,
in
like,
digital,
do you have any
specific ones?
Yeah. Because I agree with you. Like, there's a lot of free stuff as well. It's not that well, in my opinion,
I can't answer that question, bro.
The course is like special in any way, because like there's a lot of things that are free. It's just already like packaged in a way where it's like, this is what you need. Like, you don't need to like look for it and spend time on it. You just spend money on it instead. So that's how I see it. But
I think, back to John, so it depends on what skill you'd want to like harness and master. So like if you want to go the e-com route, like
go with
probably
that.
want to
so
start.
Where do you start?
Depends on for me personally, I like learning off the guy named Franklin Hatchett and Ari Shershin. Okay. So yeah, John knows Ari, but it depends on the person. So if I wanted to buy a course, I'd YouTube whatever I'm interested in. So say like e-commerce tips and stuff. Then I'd search through all the stuff that like on the pages and stuff, and see who I resonate with the most. And then more often than not, they'll have like a course, or they'll have their own digital product.
Yeah. There's actually
I'd say
gurus, bro.
That's true. I reckon. So there's heaps of, try not to listen to too many, but also try and find someone you resonate with the most, and then get their stuff.
Yeah. And you don't even have to go into a course.
Yeah.
Like, you can go into their books as well. Like, they have books. Yeah. What were you saying?
It also
Sorry,
serves it also serves as a networking tool. So if you buy like a guru course of someone you resonate with and they're not that huge, if you do their course and then give them a free testimonial, then over time you guys can become like slowly build a network with that guy.
Yeah.
And then later on you can start asking him questions.
Yeah, that's good. So I guess we don't really have much specific ones, but courses are good. For me, I enjoy courses because it's like, I do like reading, but I also like watching videos. So the video component just helps so much. So there's one more thing that I wanted to say before we finished. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we kind of?
I can't really add much on courses. Like,
no,
I
not
believe
courses,
in them,
just in general before we finish.
Well, yeah, I bought heaps of courses, so that'll it's kind of a background on me. I've probably spent like over 5,000 to 10,000 on courses, so that's why I can't really name a good one. Some have been bad, some have been bad, some have been good. But like, I think to a viewer or a listener that hasn't even taken the jump yet, just get something.
Yeah,
it'll kind of give you that kind of accountability. Okay, like let's finally take some action.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like the situation. I don't know. I don't know if we're all like sort of always had that in us or whatever, but like there's some people that have had to like sort of like realize that they don't want to do what they're doing, and they've overcome sort of whatever I don't know, I wouldn't say issue, but like they're like, oh, now I know. Like it's like they've twisted the dial and they've like, oh, like I need to like do a side hustle, or I need to start reading books. I need to learn personal. Like I don't know where or when it happened for me, but I've just always been curious. And I'm like, if it's gonna be good for you, then it's something for you to do. Like it's something that you should do. So I was like, exercise. That's always been, eating right. That's always been, like that's always been for me. That's something I just did normally. And then it's like skill. Like I think it's always like, for me, it's always been like a selfish thing, because I just want to be the best person I can be, and the best person for my circle of influence, just the best person I can, like, in the world or whatever. So I can't say like everyone can be like that. I don't want to say that they can't, but like I don't know, maybe just I don't know. I don't know if I'm just talking shit right now, but like you probably know what I mean. Like for me, I know that a lot of people can do what I'm doing because I'm not special. Like I'm just doing it because I want to do it, and I'm just doing the work. That's pretty much it. Like, and this is normal to me. So what's normal to them, for me, it's like I would never do that, but I'm not them. So if they want to do what I'm doing, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to become normal. It's just going to become normal to them. You know what I mean? Just like every other fucking thing. Like I'm not earning, X amount, but like my problems when I'm there is going to be different to now. So you know what I mean? Like it's just different. Like the level the level you're at is like relative to everything at the moment. But like it's weird.
Like everyone's reality is different.
Yeah, like when I was in warehousing, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? I know I shouldn't be doing this. And then I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm out of here. And then I think like bro, I remember when I was with you, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get a full-time job by the end of the month, and I did, because I had to, for myself. I don't know if you remember that, but I was telling you guys I got an interview and all that at the time. And then I finally got it, and I knew I was going to get it. I just had to really, sell myself.
I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did, and I'm just like, but anyone could have got that job, but there was something about me, and like, and that's the I guess that's the way you should think about yourself. Like, I wouldn't say I'm special, but like I'm making the shit that I'm doing is different to everyone else. Like you have to like stand out. It's, like the way you did, like they found you through social. Like who the fuck does that? It's a special case. Like for me, I wouldn't say I'm special, but like you have to do shit that other people aren't doing. Essentially, is what I'm
I feel that.
saying. So like I never resonated with courses. I don't know if spending money on courses is good. Like I've always been in the mindset of, you know, work, get paid while you're learning the skill, and then just make them milk the fuck out of it.
You haven't always. You have to caveat that you haven't always been like that.
What do you mean?
It was only till after school that you kind of were like, okay, because you were working.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, after school. Yeah, after school. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, after school.
You have to be clear.
Yeah, and then like that was really after school. Because I only got my first real job when I was working in real estate. But like in saying that, like I wanted to learn while I was getting paid, because it's like in my head that's an apprenticeship. That's a course. In my head, like working there for the thing is a course. So,
I think a lot of people should look at it that way. Like in my opinion, like I think a lot of people should be in that mindset to learn for the first 10 years of like trying to figure out
200%. Yeah,
they're doing, because like, yeah, okay, fair enough, you want to start your own business, but like a lot of these people that are starting their own businesses and doing really well, say for example like at our age, and like what they're like billionaires, millionaires, I don't know, they started 10 years before that. They didn't just get there just cause, like they put in the work. They just started at an earlier age, and so I guess the earlier the better, but like the better time is now, but you have to choose to do it. But that was really good, love. That was a
just like take action, fucking go for it. No one's like, I don't know, like a lot of people will fall into the habit. I think we touched on this before, is like reading courses, and they don't do anything. But like I've always just been like just doing, or like I'll know I need to do, and then I just do, and then I don't know. It's just like it's a thing, a mental barrier I'm still getting over. People think that all I am doing is doing, but like even I'm like hesitant, like, oh, do I do? And then when I ask myself that question, that's when I just do it. So I don't fucking know. But yeah,
I think you've got to have a balance of being like a ruthless executor, but also like a seeker of knowledge.
Yeah, that is true.
I wouldn't say I'm that other one that you're talking about. I've always I don't fucking know, but like what's working for me now is like me just doing, because I don't know. I think
there's a part. Yeah, like there's a, sorry to cut you off, but like there's a part where like you need to learn, and there's a part where you need to execute. And what you're, because for example, like you won't credit everything that you're doing just to yourself, right? You were reading books. You're like, you said that there's 3 books really helped you out, right? You were still seeking knowledge at that point. Like you weren't just doing the whole time. Like there's a balance that you have.
That's true. I do attribute a lot of my shit from what I've learned, so that's good. A lot of those books actually help. It's a good top up of like keeping like the level of energy you want to be at. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm taking what I read. It's like I need to be at this level, and so like everything mentally shifts. And I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm better than other people, but like you like to be there, like you have to really ascend, because that you need, like you're doing shit that everyone else in your circle isn't, essentially. So you have to do that. Like there's no way you're gonna be here and expect to do that, because it's not gonna happen. But yeah, like a lot of things, and I don't know, it's just I don't know. I feel like it's normal. See, this is what I mean. Like I can't really talk much of it because I feel like it's just normal. Like people should know it, but it's not common knowledge, bro. You know what I mean? So
for me, it's always felt like the Matrix. It's like once you wake up, it's like it's hard not to not wake up.
Yeah. Oh, bro, the Matrix. Oh, bro. Fucking hell, bro.
I get the gist of the movie, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, essentially, you're just waking up. You're waking up from the system.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. like a lot.
I felt
We won't
that
get into
way.
that, but definitely a lot. I think that's
Yeah.
everyone kind of needs to. You kind of have to be open to
Watch The
learning.
Matrix. Watch The Matrix. Watch Pursuit of Happiness. The Big Short. Watch
That's
The
high.
Big Short.
Those two. I usually don't like watching movies, but those two movies are like high ROI. Yeah.
Which two?
Yeah,
He said
100%.
three. Which two?
Was it The Matrix and Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness, fucking hell. Yeah,
There you go, guys. If you want to watch a movie, there you go. You
If you're
you
gonna
have
watch a
an
movie, watch
excuse
those
to
two
watch a
movies.
movie. You have an excuse to watch
Yeah.
those two movies. And also, I think
Yeah.
Jono talks about The Big Short as well.
The Big
Big
Short,
Short,
The
yep.
Founder, Wolf of Wall Street, bro. Any of them that'll get you G'd up. Watch it, bro.
You know what's underrated? What's it called? Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, bro, yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's just like
yeah.
it's a story of like persistence and like overcoming adversity, and it's even a story of purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you watched it? Have you watched it, Allison?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
I'm just like nodding
swear.
because like, okay, yeah, cool. That's pretty cool. But no, I haven't watched
You've watched it, John,
I
right?
haven't watched a lot of movies.
I've seen it. I was very young though. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta trust me. If you're gonna
I need
watch
to
something
watch
this
it
weekend,
now.
rewatch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch it now that I'm a bit older and I can make sense of everything. Because I used to just watch a lot of old movies. Just because I was like classic.
Yeah, he's
into
that.
Classic. I'll watch it.
Trust.
I never understood
that's
it.
a high ROI movie.
Yeah. Because I knew he was in jail and shit. I don't know. Watch it. I'll definitely watch it. I'll watch it. This won't become a fucking movie review episode. Yeah.
Review episode.
Right. Yeah,
kind of briefly touching on what Jono was talking about, the change that happens when you have to level up. I think right now, like, we need a lot of leaders, and there's a lot of, like, everyone can be a leader if they wanted to be. Like, they have to just, like, you have to step up though, and there's a lot of things that you need to do differently to your, I guess, old self, to step up to be a leader, because I think it's an important point to finish off on, is being a leader at this point in time. And when I say leader, I don't mean like, you know, people gonna like be influenced by you and all that. Like, I don't mean that. I mean like making sure that you're doing what you can to help the people around you, help yourself, but help the people around you as well. I think an important thing at this point in time that's practical, that I guess would be leadership quality, is to check on people, like check in on people, check in on friends, like call them, just see how they are. Because again, like everyone's being very like distant, we have to be distant, isolated and all that. This is a time, going back to like mental health and all that, like this is a time when people really need that connection. So to finish off, that's kind of what I want to finish on, is check in on your friends, check in on, even if they're not really your friend but you kind of have spoken to them, and just check in on people. Check in on your bosses as well, because they're going through like a very tough time, and I'm sure they'll appreciate that too. But I think that's what I'll finish on. Anyone kind of want to finish on something in terms of what we were really talking about, dealing with COVID?
I think I'll touch on that as well. It's unprecedented times, and people are losing jobs.
Yeah.
And you don't know what their family is going through. Maybe their dad lost their job. Maybe their mom lost their job. Who knows? Maybe even someone caught like the virus. So and you don't even know behind closed doors. Or people might be just suffering in silence because they just don't know what to do in all this isolation, because they're just, you know how people are like, I was like that when you're just alone with your thoughts, just by yourself.
Yep.
So I'll touch on what Ali said. Just catch up with people, ask them if they're okay, even if they're not your really close friends.
Definitely. So it's really, really important. Like I've been getting like messages from people, even just like touch and go ones, like, hey, just make sure you're okay. I'm like, oh yeah, sick. Like I wouldn't have thought about it. I'm not expecting it. It's it's definitely good, and encourage everyone to do that, you know, with their close ones or whoever it is. The last thing I want to, I actually don't want to say anything negative. So yeah,
It's a
like
big
it's definitely
difference.
really, really important.
Yeah, like when someone checks in on you, it's like, oh, like this person, there's like someone that cares about me. Like it's weird. Like, oh, cool. Yeah, definitely like message. Business wise, I heard this from like what? Sorry.
No, go ahead. I don't want to break your flow.
I heard it from Ben Shapiro. So that actually came from Ben Shapiro in terms of like, you know, he said specifically, he was like 5 people, make sure you call 5 people. So he was very specific with what his directions as to what people could do. He was talking about like business wise, you know, buy stuff from, I guess, smaller businesses or even bigger businesses. Like even bigger businesses are being affected as well. And this is a big one. When you go to the shopping center, when someone's like, you know, doing their job, like don't be that customer that's like all high horse and like, I don't know, expects things to be done just because like you told them to. Like, yeah, be kind, because these people are just doing what they can, especially the people that are like, you know, at like the shops as well, like retail, groceries. They don't have like control over the amount of stuff that really come in and all this stuff. Like they're doing their best, and so yeah, be kind. Make sure you're kind to people. You know, tell them good job. I hope you're having a good day. Like do some things that I guess you probably might not do outside of your normal, I guess, routine. And that's why I say be a leader, because you really need to step up and get out of your comfort zone, because doing that, you have to get out of your comfort zone, right? Messaging someone that you haven't really spoken to like the whole year, that's like stepping out of your comfort zone. Saying, are you okay? Again, stepping out of your comfort zone. Like these are things I've personally had to, like, you know, swallow my pride and just be like, okay, make sure you check on people. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
It's a good way to end it.
If you have anything else, I think that's all really.
Made that really well. Feeling pride in that. Good stuff. Taught you well.
That was really good.
Stop taking credit for my.
Proud of you, babe. Proud of you. Fuck, I know.
No, this was a good idea.
It was.
Yeah, I like that we're on Zoom. By the way, this is actually turning out really, really good.
Yeah, so close to
very solid session. It's actually mad because we got it's like video as well.
Yeah. I think you guys are gonna have to do more Zoom episodes now. So
yeah, if it goes into the next few months, then definitely we'll have to do that. Because we have a few still like lined up. But yeah, again, if it goes over more than a month, which kind of seems like it's gonna happen, probably have to do more Zoom stuff. Might have to phone you in again.
Stuff like you can do some fun stuff with it, like add Nick, add Simeon, make it like
oh
a
my
group
gosh,
party kind of podcast.
Let's do that. Let's definitely do that.
Hey, that's mad.
We could do like us at work now. We usually have every Friday we have like drinks just to celebrate like a hard working week.
Oh, yeah.
So with SR, we're kind of inviting clients to like join our Zoom meeting to have like 501 drinks.
Yeah.
So it's different. So we could even do something like that. Like
probably not at 501 though. Fridays.
No.
Yeah, we definitely need to take it out.
Just
for sure.
Something different, something fun.
It would have definitely been. I think it's better doing this way instead of like Facebook Live, because you kind of have that interaction with everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, we'll do that. Jono, I'll let you
pieces of content.
Yeah, of course, I'm gonna do that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Like the Gary, because you see Gary Vee doing it a lot now.
Yeah, he's doing that tea time.
Yeah, tea time, and then he turns it into content.
Yeah, so that was a very smart
same thing with this.
Very smart move. But anyway, I know that we want to keep talking, but it is already late.
I know.
But we'll definitely have you back on again. Good. We'll have some of the other boys as well, and girls hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm
Join
honored
us.
to be the first returning guest.
I
think.
know.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
History
this is
being
sick.
made.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, this is sick. I thought it was going to be a complete flop, to be honest. I didn't know if Zoom's any good for this sort of thing. But it's actually turning out really well. We did a practice
You're
one
funny.
earlier, and I saw it, and it was really good. So
Yeah.
kudos, babe.
This
Kudos
is-
to you returning for the first time.
Cross fingers that
this
it
is-
actually
this is sick.
recorded.
Oh,
Oh, man.
bro.
Yeah, imagine that.
No, don't worry. I
I-
My
screenshot the
heart
whole
will
time.
sink if that
Yeah.
happens. But I'll
Yeah.
make sure I'll message you guys that it'll be done. Anyway, thank you all for
All right.
tuning in. Either though watching or listening to this, I'll make a podcast version of it and also put the actual video up online on YouTube specifically.
I think it'll be our first video. This is sick.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
With your face very, very close to the camera, nice and close and
Yeah, they gotta
personal.
know.
But other than that, thank you all for joining, and make sure you like us on Facebook, so official BlessedPod, and then Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. I think I'm
Coming out with
forgetting another
teas.
one.
Coming out with teas,
Ooh.
guys.
Yes, for sure.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
BlessedPod.
We'll chuck a
BlessedPod.
poll on Instagrams, and we'll get people to. I want to see who's voting. I want to see who's fucking interested, bro. Because I
Definitely
don't know. I'm
interact
thinking
with
like
us, please.
no, because I'm just thinking
feedback
like
from
what
yous.
color. So we might chuck a poll up for like particular colors and stuff like that. But yeah, this was sick. First Zoom, guys.
It'll only
Corona
get
tickets.
better
Good
from
stuff.
here.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Chat to you soon. Good night.